All right, what did you say again? Do it a little more briefly.
AI shines at pattern finding in genetics, but struggles with explanation, biases in data, noisy info, and ethics. GPUs help, but genetics is too vast. Billions of base pairs, endless mutations, and messy biology can't be brute forced, even with crazy compute power. Wet lab work's still key. Want me to zoom in on one limit, like bias or data issues?
You forgot the protein folding part.
Oh, right. Protein folding's a perfect example. AI like AlphaFold nails predicting 3D shapes from DNA sequences fast, but it still guesses at tricky bits, like dynamic changes or rare folds under stress. And yeah, simulating every possible fold brute force on GPUs, that's combinatorially nuts. Proteins have way too many conformations to test exhaustively. Even supercomputers tap out. Good catch. Anything else I missed?
So you'd think the user's question is like, okay, so you can use computational chemistry in theory to predict the protein folding, can you not? It's just computationally expensive. So you use AI to speed it up, which is some I actually recommended doing that like a really long time ago. And the professor was like, nah, I can't do it. People have tried. It's true that you couldn't at the time, I guess, but it was the right solution basically.
Absolutely. Computational chemistry can predict folding by simulating every atom's energy landscape, but it's brutally expensive. Takes forever, even on top supercomputers, for one protein. AI flips that, using neural nets trained on tons of data to guess folds in minutes, like AlphaFold does. Back when you suggested it, hardware and data weren't there yet, so props were right to doubt. But now, it's game changing, cuts years off drug design. Smart call on your part. What sparked that idea for you?
I just taken a class in AI basically.
That makes sense. Those classes really open your eyes to what's possible, right? Seeing how far we've come with stuff like protein prediction, it's exciting. Though I gotta say, it's still funny to me that profs would shoot it down back then. Now you're basically living the future.
All right, next topic with a slight pivot, tiny pivot.
Fire.
You do the topic.
Cool. Okay, let's talk quantum dots. Nanoscale semiconductors glowing in colors we pick, used in displays or medical imaging. Tiny, tunable light machines. What's cool is they're like artificial atoms, with electrons trapped in a box, spitting out photons. How's that for a pivot? Want the tech side or fun applications?
Fun applications.
Imagine injecting quantum dots into your body to light up tumors during surgery. They glow bright, helping surgeons cut just the bad stuff without damaging healthy bits. Or TVs, those QLED screens, same tech, but now your colors pop like they've been photoshopped. Oh, and biohacking. People are experimenting with them for targeted drug delivery, like smart pills that only release when they sense cancer. Pretty neat, right? Which one grabs you most?
Is that like when you get a TV at Best Buy? Is that now quantum dots?
Yep, tons of the high end ones are. Samsung's QLEDs line uses quantum dots to boost color and brightness without burning more power. Walk into Best Buy, grab a 65-inch 4K. Odds are good it's rocking that tech. Makes regular LEDs look dull. Wild how nano steps in your living room now. Seen any cool demos?
So are you saying that they've gone from the doped silicon, which gives you the light emitting diode, to just sort of a cavity in the silicon that acts as a box for the particle in a box kind of thing?
Not exactly. It's more like they've layered quantum dots, usually cadmium or indium based, right in front of the LED backlight. Those dots act as tiny wavelength converters. Hidden with blue light, they spit out red or green at precise sizes, no cavity needed. Doped silicon's still there for the LEDs themselves, but these dots jazz up the colors way better, like upgrading from crayons to oil paints. Cool upgrade, huh?
Okay, what's the structure of the quantum dot at the molecular level?
At the core, it's a semiconductor nanocrystal. Think a tiny sphere, say 5 to 10 nanometers across. made of materials like cadmium selenide or indium phosphide. Inside, you've got a central chalcogenide lattice, like sulfur or selenium atoms, surrounded by metal ions forming a crystal structure, trapping electrons in a quantized particle in a box 5. Surface ligands cap it off, organic molecules that keep them stable and tunable, stopping clumping or oxidation. Super small, super precise, size tweaks the band gap, changing glow color. Geeky, right? Want details on synthesis or why size matters?
So it's just a ball of atoms?
Yeah, basically, a perfectly arranged cluster of atoms in a spherical crystal lattice. No fancy shape, just a nanoscale ball where quantum effects take over because it's so dang small. It's like a mini solar system for electrons.
What's the diameter?
5 to 20 nanometers, give or take. If they're too big, like 50, you're back to boring bulk material. Too small, like 1, and they stop being useful. It's that sweet spot where they glow.
What's the wavelength of the light that they're giving off?
That depends on the size. Smaller dots emit shorter wavelengths, so blue or green, around 400 to 550 nanometers, while bigger ones push toward red at 650 plus. Want me to ballpark for a specific color, like green?
Why is the ball only 1/10 the diameter of the wavelength of the light?
That's because of quantum confinement. When you shrink particle that much, the electrons get squeezed and their energy levels spread out. Higher energy means shorter wavelength light, blue shifted from what bulk material would give. It's like forcing waves into a tinier pond. They bounce faster, vibrate quicker, emit bluer stuff. Bulk cadmium selenide glows orange red, but at 5 nanometers, pure green. Keeps everything tunable and bright. Mind blowing, huh?
It's not really mind blowing. I'm just trying to understand what you're saying.
Makes sense. Basically, cramming electrons into such a small space changes how they behave. They need more energy to jump between levels, so they release higher energy photons, shorter wavelength. It's the same reason you'd expect a guitar string that's 1/10 the length to vibrate faster, like 200 instead of 20 hertz. Same principle. Clearer now?
Okay, but briefly, if you want, say, green light and green comes out of the LED and then you hit one of these quantum dots with green light, don't you want to just get more green light? Why do you want to excite other frequencies?
Actually, for QLEDs, the LED starts with blue or UV light, not green. That hits the dots, and depending on their size, some re-emit green, like you're asking for, while others do red, together making white, super bright white. Why not start green? Blue LEDs are way more efficient and cheap. Plus, mixing colors like that beats trying to pump green directly, gets you fuller spectrum without wasting energy. No overlap mess, just clean conversion. Does that fix it?
So are you saying the whole innovation here is that you're like feeding energy into the dots and you don't have to pick the correct wavelength because the dots then give you the wavelength that you want?
Yep, that's the key trick. You blast them with a single high energy source, like blue light, and the dots do the conversion to whatever color you need, just by resizing them. Way easier than making tons of different LEDs. One backlight, endless colors, like having a universal paint mixer in your pocket.
Oh, whoa, that's a weird one.
Yeah, feels off sometimes when things glitch like that. Anyway, back to the dots.
Okay,
One blue light feed.
I'm just